This is the Sakar Murli of the 26th of November 2024. Essence, sweet children, you are the children of the Trimurti Father. You have to remember your three activities: establishment, destruction, and sustenance. Question: what damage is caused by the severe illness of body consciousness? Answer: 1. Those who are body conscious have jealousy. Because of jealousy, they become like salt water with each other. They are not able to do service with love. They keep burning inside. 2. They remain careless. Maya keeps deceiving them a great deal. Whilst making effort, they stop studying because they lose hope and get tired. 3. Because of body consciousness, their hearts are not clean. Because their hearts are not clean, they are unable to climb into the Father's heart. 4. Their moods go off and their faces change. Om Shanti. Are you only remembering the Father, or are you also remembering anything else? You children should remember the three tasks of establishment, destruction, and sustenance, because they take place simultaneously. For instance, if someone is studying law in order to become a barrister, he understands that he will become a barrister and then follow the legal profession. He would sustain the subject of law. Whatever someone is studying, he has the aim of continuing with that in the future. You understand that you are now carrying out the task of construction. You are establishing a pure new world, and yoga is very essential for that. It is only by having yoga that you souls who have become impure will become pure. You will become pure and then rule the kingdom in the pure world. This should enter your intellects. This is the most elevated examination of all examinations, and the most elevated study of all studies. There are many different types of study that are taught to human beings by human beings. Those studies are for this world alone. After having studied, they receive the fruit of that here. You children understand that you receive the fruit of this unlimited study in the new world. That new world is not far away. It is now the confluence age. You are to rule the kingdom in the new world. Whilst you are sitting here, your intellects should have this remembrance. It is by having remembrance of the Father that you souls will become pure. You must also remember that when you have become pure, this impure world will definitely be destroyed. Not everyone will become pure. There are very few of you who have that power. You belong to the Sun and Moon dynasties number-wise, according to your power. Power is needed for everything. This is godly might, and it is called the might of the power of yoga. All others are physical might. This is spiritual might. Cycle after cycle, the Father says, O children, remember me alone. Remember the Father, the Almighty Authority. He alone is the Father. By remembering Him, you souls will become pure. These are very good aspects, and they have to be imbibed. These aspects will not sit in the intellects of those who don't have the faith that they have taken 84 births. Those who came in a Sato-Pradhan world are now in a Tamo-Pradhan world. They are the ones whose intellects will quickly develop faith. If you don't understand anything, you should ask. If you understand clearly, you will be able to remember the Father. If you don't understand, you are not able to remember him. This is a straightforward matter. You souls who were Sato-Pradhan have now become Tamo-Pradhan. Those of you who have doubts and ask how you can understand that you have taken 84 births, or how you can know that you claimed the inheritance from the Father in the previous cycle, will not pay full attention to the study. It is understood that it is not in your fortune. You didn't understand in the previous cycle either. This is why you are unable to stay in remembrance. This study is for the future. If some souls do not study, it is understood that they did not study cycle after cycle, and that they only passed by a few marks. Many fail in a school. They pass number-wise. This too is a study. Everyone here will pass number-wise. Those who are clever will study and continue to teach others. The Father says, I am the servant of you children. Children also say, we too are servants. You have to benefit each and every brother and sister. The Father benefits you, and you then have to benefit others. You have to explain to everyone, remember the Father, and your sins will be cut away. The more you give this message to many others, the greater a messenger you will become. They are called Maharatis, or horse soldiers. Those who are foot soldiers become part of the subjects. You children can understand who will become wealthy. This knowledge should remain in your intellects. You children have become instruments for doing service. You have given your lives for doing service, and so you will also claim a status accordingly. Such children don't have any worries about anyone else. Human beings have hands and feet. They are not tied. You can keep yourselves free. So why should you trap yourselves in bondage? Why not take nectar from the Father and give the donation of nectar to others? You are not like sheep or goats that someone could tie you up. In the beginning, how did you children free yourselves? You cried, screamed, and caused so much distress, and then just stayed there. You said, we have no worries. Do we want to establish heaven, or sit and do some other work? You became intoxicated with the spiritual intoxication of belonging to the Lord and Master. You are the ones who are intoxicated with the Lord and Master. You know what you are receiving from the Lord and Master. The Lord and Master is teaching you. He has been given many names. Some names are very sweet. You are now intoxicated with the Lord and Master. The Father gives you very simple directions. Your intellects also understand that you will definitely become Sato-Pradhan and become the masters of the world by remembering the Father. This is the concern you should have. You should remember the Father in every breath, You are sitting in front of him. When you go outside, you forget. There isn't as much intoxication outside as there is here. You forget everything. You shouldn't forget. However, if it is not in your fortune, you forget even whilst you are sitting here. Arrangements are being made for some children to do service in museums and different villages. The Father says, you should do service quickly for whatever time you have. However, you cannot hurry the drama. The Father says, there should be such machinery that things are ready as soon as you touch them. The Father continues to explain all of this. Maya catches hold of very good children very firmly by their noses and ears. Maya brings many storms to those who consider themselves to be Mahavirs. They then don't care about anyone. They hide everything. Internally, their hearts are not truthful. Those who have true hearts claim a scholarship. If there is anything devilish in their hearts, they cannot continue. By having a devilish heart, you make your boat sink. Everyone needs Shiv Baba. You have visions of everything. It was Shiv Baba who created Brahma. By remembering Shiv Baba, you can become like the deities. Baba knows that Maya is very powerful. She bites you like a mouse, so that you don't even realize it. Maya is like a very clever mouse. Maharatis too have to be very cautious. They themselves don't realize when Maya makes them fall and makes them like salt water. You should understand that by becoming like salt water, you will not be able to do the Father's service. You will keep burning inside. It is because of body consciousness that you burn inside. As yet, you souls haven't created that stage. There isn't the power of remembrance. That is why you must remain very cautious. Maya is very clever. When you are on this battlefield, Maya doesn't leave you alone. She finishes half or 3/4 of you, and you don't even realize it. Many good new ones stop studying and stay at home. Maya also attacks those who are very good and well known. Although they do understand, they become careless. They instantly become like salt water over small matters. The Father explains, it is because of body consciousness that you become like salt water. You deceive yourselves. The Father says this too is part of the drama. Whatever you see, the drama continues as it did in the previous cycle. Their stage continues to fluctuate. Sometimes they have bad omens over them. Sometimes they do very good service and write to Baba, giving him good news. Their stages continue to fluctuate. Sometimes there is defeat, sometimes there is victory. Pandavas are sometimes defeated by Maya, and sometimes they conquer Maya. Very good Maharatis also fluctuate. Some even die. Therefore, wherever you live, continue to remember the Father and do service. You have become instruments to do service. You are on a battlefield. Those who live outside in households can go ahead of those who stay here. There is total war with Maya. Your parts continue second by second as they did in the previous cycle. You say that this much time has gone by and that everything that has happened is in your intellects. All of this knowledge is in your intellects. Just as the Father has this knowledge, so there also has to be this knowledge in this Dada. When Baba speaks, Dada too must be speaking. You know the ones who are good and have clean hearts. Those who have clean hearts climb into Baba's heart. They do not have the nature of becoming like salt water. They always remain cheerful. Their moods never change. There are many here whose moods keep changing. Don't even ask. People say we are impure. They have called out to the Purifier Father to come and purify them. The Father says, "Children, continue to remember me, and your clothes, soul, will become clean. Follow my Srimat." The clothes of those who don't follow Srimat don't become clean. Those souls don't become pure. Day and night, the Father keeps emphasizing this. Consider yourselves to be souls. You choke when you become body conscious. The more you ascend, the happier you become, and the more cheerful you remain. The Father knows that some children are first class, yet if you look at their internal state, they are melting away. It is as though the fire of body consciousness is melting them. They don't understand where their illness comes from. The Father says, this illness comes from body consciousness. Those who are soul conscious will never become ill. However, there are many who continue to burn inside. The Father says, "Children, may you be soul conscious." Some ask why they have this illness. The Father says, this illness of body consciousness is such, don't even ask. When someone has this illness, it is like a parasite that doesn't let go. By not following Srimat and by moving along in body consciousness, you will be hurt very badly. Baba receives all the news. Maya catches hold of them by their noses and makes them fall. Their intellects get completely killed. Many develop doubts in this way. You call out to God, "Come and change those with stone intellects into those with divine intellects." And so if you oppose God, what would be your state? You would fall completely and your intellects would become like stone. Whilst sitting here, you children should experience the happiness that student life is the best. The Father asks, is there any study more elevated than this one? This is the best. It gives the fruit for 21 births. Therefore you should pay so much attention to this study. Some don't pay any attention at all. Maya cuts off their noses and ears. The Father himself says, her kingdom lasts for half a cycle. She catches hold of you in such a way, don't even ask. Therefore remain very cautious and also caution one another. Remember Shiv Baba. Otherwise, Maya will cut off your noses and ears, and you won't then be of any use at all. Many think they will claim the status of Lakshmi and Narayan. That is impossible. They get tired and collapse. They are defeated by Maya and fall into the rubbish. When you see that your intellect is getting spoilt, you should understand that Maya has caught hold of you by the nose. There is a great deal of power in the pilgrimage of remembrance. Souls become filled with a great deal of happiness. It is said that there is no nourishment like the nourishment of happiness. When customers continually come to your shop, there is an income. There would never be tiredness at that time. You would not starve. You remain very happy because you are receiving limitless wealth. You should experience a great deal of happiness. You should check, is my behavior divine or devilish? There is now very little time left. It is as though there is a race of untimely death. Look how many accidents, etc. take place. People's intellects have become tamo-pradhan. When rain comes down with great force, that would be called an accident of nature. Death too is about to come. People now believe that an atomic war will soon begin. They do such dangerous work. If they are provoked, the war will begin. Ajja. To the sweetest, beloved, long-lost, and now-found children, love, remembrance, and good morning. From the Mother, the Father, Bapdada. The spiritual Father says Namaste to you spiritual children. Essence for Dharana. 1. Stay in the intoxication of belonging to the Lord and Master and free yourself. Do not be tied in any bondage. Be very cautious about Maya, the mouse. There should never be any devilish thoughts in your mind. 2. Stay in the happiness of receiving limitless wealth, knowledge, from the Father. Your intellect must never have doubts and thereby get tired of this income. Student life is the best life, therefore pay full attention to this study. Blessing. May you fulfill everyone's hopes as a master bestower of liberation and liberation in life by remaining constantly alert. Let the elevated thought of having to fulfill everyone's hopes emerge in all of you children. People all want to be free from the cycle of birth and death. Therefore, enable them to experience it. In order to do that, change the attitudes of human souls and nature with your powerful Sattva-pradhan vibrations. Become master bestowers and fulfill the hopes of every soul. Give the donation of liberation and liberation in life. Your awareness of this responsibility will keep you constantly alert. Slogan. True gopis and gopis are those who forget all consciousness of their bodies while listening to the Murli of the Murli Da. Om Shanti.